Hello and welcome to Business with Miss Co. Today we're going to be talking about the impact of a small business using larger retailers to sell its products. So a small business oftentimes will choose to use larger retailers, for example like Lidl or Aldi, in the grocery market, to sort of sell its products. You'll also have different areas there, where you have basically shops which will stock their product for resale. Now, it does benefit from being able to reach a much wider audience, because if you think about it like this, if I'm here and I say to someone, I've got a product and I want to buy it, but no one's listening to me. It's the same thing with this video. Let's say this video gets 1 million impressions. The fact is, that video will likely be clicked on good enough bit. But if this video only gets 5 impressions, it's unlikely it's going to get any views, because that's not how, most impressions, you could get an impression by simply, scrolling past when you're, scrolling, which is a popular thing to do. But you know what I mean? It's a situation which you have, which is, if you are on your own, you have the issue of, you have no way of confirming you'll be able to sell a product. Doesn't matter how amazing your product is, doesn't matter, if your product is absolutely visionary, if it's just basically if a customer bought it, they'd be like, wow, this product is actually amazing. It is the best product I've ever had. I give this product 5 stars, best one in the world. The fact is, a lot of products won't even be that. So, the point is that without this sort of area where you go, and even if you advertise, if you have a very small amount of income coming in, if you don't have a lot to invest into it, or the amount of you invest, it's very expensive and you have to invest into developing the product, then you don't have much of a way to gain this sort of, point at which you go, okay, buy my product. You might not get any customers at all, and that sort of thing. But if you sell via a retailer, you benefit in multiple ways, because retailers have advertising campaigns. Now, large retailers generally have big national or even multinational promotions, and they might choose to include the product that you are selling. This obviously gets a startup business lots of exposure to potential customers who might not have known about the product beforehand. Because these businesses have literally millions to spend on advertising, they spend millions on advertising and millions on all these things, they're able to advertise your product far, far more than you ever would have been able to. And they're able to make it look a lot more professional, because they're able to pay a lot higher prices, and they're basically able to make your product look better, and they might be able to, do all these sort of things. Obviously, that doesn't come, they're obviously, they're saying, oh, come to our shop. They're not saying come to their shop. You're saying, come to our shop, you can buy this product. You also get access to research. A large retailer might have data on the behaviors, attitudes, and habits of the target market, which it can then possibly share with the startup to enable it to improve its product and increase sales. Sometimes, however, it might not do this if the information is it might encourage the person to just go off and say, well, we have our information now, thank you for the help. Sometimes the shop might just go, oh, well, no, we'll use this information to place your product maybe somewhere else in the shop. If this would be the best place over here on aisle 10, then we'll place it on aisle 10, because aisle 4, where it is currently now, isn't going to sell as much. All these sort of things. It might not share the information, but if you're lucky, it will share the information. You also get large volumes of sales. If the product is selling a product which, if the company is selling a product which perishes or goes out of date, it is more likely to have higher sales due to the higher footfall and the large retailer. So there's actually less stock wasted. Next, you have in-store exposure. So a retailer could choose to use the product in one of its sales promotions. This will obviously boost initial sales. It might also give the product premium shelf space. Because you can't say, I can't make a product and go out and say, this is the premium, it's really good. Because advertising only takes you so far. I mean, go ahead. If you want to advertise on the YouTube channel, I'm up for it, But just advertising only takes you so far. And obviously, sometimes just hearing this is good from people who are paying money to say that is not really going to do so well. But if you have this sort of thing where it's like, oh no, this is good. You know how you know it's good? Oh, because we have it in the premium section. I mean, if you want to get the other stuff, you can go to the other section. That section isn't premium. So go ahead, go over there. And this is the thing you have here. So what this means is that it places it where the customer is most exposed to it, which could attract the customer to try it out because it's new to them. Now, not all customers will do this. Obviously, that might cause, an issue online if you're just saying, oh, yeah, the customer will buy it because it's new. Possibly not. And, obviously, one benefit you might have is packaging might be different because the business might request that you have particular packaging for them, or whatever the case may be. All these other things make all these differences. Now we have the challenges, because there are actually a couple of challenges, and these are pretty big ones. So you have own brand introductions. These would be a fairly big thing, because if you're a business, you are going to obviously be trying all these products, and you're not going to go off, and obviously you're spending a lot of money, but you're not going to spend a good lot of money to set up a business, like to set up an entire product when you don't know if it's successful. But if you see there's a high demand for this product, you might go, oh, cool, oh, wait, this product is actually very successful. Okay, our version with our name, not yours, and it's not made by us, but it's our own brand product. Buy it, guys. Buy it. And everyone goes, oh, the shop came up with a brand. It must be good. I'll take that home. I'll buy that. Instead of this business that they may not know much about. And obviously you could argue, well, why would you trust a big major business? And that's fair. A lot of people wouldn't, trust a big business because it doesn't really make much sense, But, this is what you do, and this is what a lot of people would do. And this can obviously harm you. You also have a tremendous lack of negotiating power. You see, if I'm a big major company, and I make loads of stuff, I make possibly billions every single year, but I don't sell directly to customers. For whatever reason, it might be that customers would never really buy me in its own shop. If you're selling food goods, and customers wouldn't buy you on their own, you're gonna have to sell to retailers, or else just sort of branch out yourself. So you have this little problem of, if a business is a major business, it's going to have a lot of negotiating power with a retailer, because it's like, well, we are a major company as well. You're not the only one. We are a good brand. You will be in trouble if we take our business elsewhere. Then you won't be able to provide. A lot of people are looking for our product in your shop. Now, maybe they come in for other things, but you still get a nice little cut. You might make a couple of million each year off our products. So you will be nice and sharp, and you won't be saying no to us. And this is the sort of thing. A large seller is able to compete with these large retailers, but not if they're small. If they're a small startup business, large retailers are able to dictate a lot of terms and request. They're able to request lower prices per unit. They also they're able to say, well, yeah, we're owning a lot of your product, and obviously they're established. You're not. They're not likely to go out of business at any moment, unless they're racking up a huge amount of debt, which obviously some are, but a lot of them aren't, A lot of them are making billions every single year. So, they're making quite a lot of money, these big major retailers. So they're not going to really back down. They have a lot of power in negotiations with a startup business. And some people might say, oh, it has improved itself. But that's not the issue. The issue is not that it hasn't proved itself. It doesn't need to. It's a business. If someone says, oh, it hasn't proved itself, that's not really true though, because the fact is, all it's doing is this. If you are a big major company and you've got lots of lovely money, back in the bank, and you've got lots of other retailers, you're not just selling with this retailer, you're selling with millions upon millions of people are buying your product each week. Then you're able to say, no, we won't do this. And you're able to suffer any losses that might come there, and you're able to do all these things, and basically you're able to sort of just go, no. Because this is a small startup business. It's not about the fact that it hasn't proved it, it's about the fact that it just doesn't have the money. It can't say no, because if it says no, then suddenly it's, well, where are you going to sell? You're a small business. You've no massive backup cash. You've no area to do this. So this causes a problem. You also have the issue of lots of competition. New products have a very hard time standing out in a large retail store, as there are already so many other options on display. They need to be genuinely innovative, and customers might continue to buy what they've always bought out of habit. And if they use online shopping, they might not even know the retailer stocks new items, since they just choose what they have got. They just choose their goods, and then they maybe change it. Like, obviously some people, when they're online shop, they'll change it each time, but other people, no, they'll just have that'll come each week, or that each half, or each second week, or whatever the schedule is. That's when it comes, and they may not have looked at that for years, and this sort of thing. Like, maybe it's not always wise, because there could be alternatives that are possibly cheaper, and there's all these sort of things. But at the end of the day, businesses at this point, they have a lot of this ability where they're able to go, small business, you don't go with us, well, who are you going to go with? Because, as I said before, I'm probably getting boring now, sorry about that. If you're a major company, you have actually a good bit of negotiating power, because you're with a lot of businesses. This isn't the only business. In fact, a lot of the time, you'll have businesses that are bigger than the retailers. Obviously there won't be many of them, but there'll be a few who'll be bigger than the retailers. Or maybe not all retailers, but they might be bigger than specific retailers. Now, those retailers will obviously still be massively bigger than small businesses and startups. But the point is, at the end of the day, it's all about customers. For example, take this YouTube channel. So, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, let's say this YouTube channel, is at the 10 million, 100 million mark. That's at that point where you can say to someone, no, there's traffic there, there's customer loyalty, there's all these things, there's expectantness of it, and it's like, okay, profits can fall, but even if they do, the company's still fine. And if they're able to do that, if a company's able to go to a retailer and say, you are actually a tiny part of our income, then obviously that kind of negotiating power is kind of gone. But because this is a startup, it's looking at massive problems. Anyway, thank you for listening to the video. In the next video, we'll be talking about how there are the factors you might want to consider when choosing a channel of distribution. Please do join us then, or if not, you can view other videos. We've got loads of them available. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, and that really helps us out, as I said. Just sliding that in there, Also, what helps is doing other videos, and of course, if you're not going to be doing that, not doing other videos, or other videos in the future, I guess, well then, bye forever then, and enjoy the rest of your existence.